It is time to make some cornbread. So I'm making the cornbread to go with chili. Compare it with whatever you want. It's a great bread treat. And of course we are making the gluten-free version. I am without a cameraman again, so I'm going to point out to you the ingredients and what we're going to use here and what amounts. And then I'll have to put the camera down so I can actually put it all together, and then I'll show you what it looks like. First off, I've got a cup of milk here. I've got half a cup of butter, which translates into an entire stick of butter, and I've melted it down slightly. We've got cornmeal. We're going to do 1.5 cups of that. And then I've got my muffin mix over here. The muffin mix, we're going to do 1.25 cups of this. And if you want to know how to make the muffin mix, go and check out my gluten-free mixtures video for that. And the last thing we just need is 2 eggs. So I'm going to put that into my KitchenAid bowl, and I'm going to mix it all up. Dry ingredients first, then the wet ingredients. And the cornbread is going to be somewhere in which it's going to be a little bit thicker than a cake batter. So this is the attachment that I'm going to use for that. And I'll show you once it's all mixed up and get it ready to put into the muffin pan. I've got a muffin pan ready to go, and I sprayed a little bit of cooking spray inside to keep the cornbread muffins from sticking. You of course have the option to bake the cornbread up in like a cake square pan. That would work too as well. You just have to adjust the timing a little bit. For muffins, we bake about 20 to 25 minutes, whereas if you're doing it in a cake pan, it's more 25 to 30 minutes. Let me show you how the batter's doing so far. It's about done. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. I just did it on a low setting. Like I said, it's a little bit thicker than a cake batter, not quite as thick as, say, the biscuit dough we made up the other day. So this is going to go right into the pan. Now one ingredient, oh, excuse my finger. One ingredient that I don't have in here is honey. It's actually something extra I add. It's not in the cornbread recipe that I use. But my boyfriend used to always put honey on the cornbread when it came out of the oven. So I just started putting it into the batter. And it turned out really well. The problem today is I realized a little too late that I don't have any honey. So I couldn't add that in today. But I basically just put a little layer of honey right around the top of the batter and mix it up in there. Okay, how I like to scoop this, my finger keeps getting in the way. I just use, this is a 1/4 cup measuring cup. I used it to get out some of the flour mixture and everything. And I just use that to kind of be my portion size when I'm putting it into the muffin pan. And sometimes, if it is sticking a bit, feel free to kind of spray the measuring cup. That'll help the batter to come out a little bit nicer. So I'm going to fill these up. I'm not going to make you watch me do all 12 of them. You don't want to fill it up all the way. Usually about 3/4 of the way would be good because it is going to rise while it's cooking. You don't want it to be too big. And then I'm going to start preheating the oven right now. It should be preheated to 350. And then, like I said, because I'm doing the muffins, it's going to cook between 20 and 25 minutes. If you're doing it in a square cake pan, do it between 25 and 30 minutes. And do the, what we call the toothpick test or the knife test, which is that you take a knife or a toothpick once it's cooked. So obviously don't do this on the batter, but I just want to show you. You insert it into the middle, and when it comes out, if it's fully cooked, the knife should be completely clean. So obviously this isn't cooked, so it's completely covered in batter, and that shouldn't happen if the muffins are cooked all the way through. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing that. I'll show you what they look like when they come out, and that will be all I've got for you today. Gluten-free cornbread is done. Should taste no different than regular cornbread. We've had this many times. Comes out just the same.